It's just a mask, you guys. Don't be a jerk. It's for the greater good. It's just a vaccine, you guys. Don't be a jerk. It's for the greater good. In 4 months, the US was transformed into an obedient socialist country. Government dictated what events are acceptable to attend. Violent protests that instill fear are okay. But church services, family funerals, and patriotic celebrations are dangerous. And you bought it without a fight. Standing in a graduation line is a safety hazard. Small businesses were forced to close, but crowds to support the corporate money machine at Walmart, Lowe's, and Home Depot are okay. Come on! It's just a mask. And safety precautions. How about a little hush money? Here's $2,400 that we stole out of your paycheck in the first place. Enjoy. Buy something with it from a big corporation. Cash is dirty. We can't give change. There's a coin shortage. Use your card. In 4 months, they convince you to use a traceable card for everything. In less than 4 months, government closed public schools, then restructured education under the guise of public safety. In less than 4 months, our government demonstrated how easily people assimilate to guidelines that have no scientific premise whatsoever when you are fearful. In less than 4 months, our government successfully instilled fear in a majority of the population in America that allows them to control every aspect of your life, including what you eat, where you go, who you see, and your toilet paper. And the most dangerous and terrifying part, people are not afraid of the government who removed their freedom. They're afraid of their neighbors, family, and friends. And they hate those that won't comply. It's absolutely terrifying to me that so many people don't question authority. They are willing to surrender their critical thinking skills and independence. They just gave up without thinking, without a fight. Do you know what's coming next? It's just a vaccine. Come on, it's for the greater good. Wait until you're told that you can't enter any store or business without proof of the COVID-19 vaccine. Wait until you can't go to public events or get on a plane without proof of receiving the vaccine. Don't think it's possible? Well, you already allowed the government to say when you can go outside, where you're allowed to go, and accepted a new unproven digital education for your kids in the last 100 days. You followed blindly because you were told to do so. You're kidding yourself. Mass behavior won't be repeated with a vaccine or whatever the next step is. I don't follow politics. I don't care about that stuff. I don't think about it. 6 million Jewish people were exterminated in Germany because 97% of the population cowered to populist control. Nobody wanted to think about it. It's easier just to ignore it. But that couldn't happen here in America, right? They got you. Without a thought, without a fight. Just like France, just like Russia, just like China. Welcome, comrade.
It's Lucy and Jeff going for walks and talks, talk about banksters and Bitcoin and globalists and stuff. It's Lucy and Jeff and tacos and kisses. You hear the kicking everyone off YouTube, Lucy? Yeah, I don't care. I got a channel on there called Lucy and Jeff Show. You can sign up to it, but in general, they're just a bunch of suckers. Yeah, it really wouldn't be a normal day unless YouTube wasn't deleting some of our stuff. Our video yesterday got deleted within about 30 minutes. That was almost a record. It was titled Final Stand, More Lies About Overcrowded. I don't want to use this word. I think this is what got it deleted. I'll say it in Spanish. Hospitales. And the fake race narrative. Yeah, they don't like people talking about what's going on in those hospitales. So we just took out the word hospital and re-uploaded it. And so far it's been up for about 3 or 4 hours. So whatever. But, well, actually right after that, we also received a notice that says, we've determined that your channel is no longer eligible for monetization. Hey YouTube, I don't care. I've never monetized. I don't want your blood money, you CIA bunch of pricks. But it's pretty clear we're getting close to getting deleted. Of course, Max Egan's been deleted, Stefan Molyneux's been deleted. Before that, David Icke was deleted. Of course, before that, Alex Jones, and many, many more. But yesterday, Dan Dix, he's been, like, talk about having no luck whatsoever. He was deleted off Facebook like a year ago. He was demonetized like a year ago. And they finally went and just deleted his entire channel yesterday. If you didn't know it, Dan Dix, Press for Truth. I've gone to Bilderberg's with him, I think about 3 times to expose what's going on today. Everyone's like, you guys are crazy. They're not coming up with some big plans. Oh, really? Yeah, he ain't saying nothing yet. We're going to get into that. This is just the beginning. So he's on BitChute. Actually, I don't know if he's on BitChute, but he's on Library. LBRY. Of course, we're on there too. We're on BitChute. We're on DTube. Also, the videos work great on our website. And we also send out a daily blog whenever there's a video to update you. So if you want to make sure... Where's Lucy? Oh, there she is. Lucy. Lucy Ben? Yeah, she's my girl. There's some pretty big birds here. So if I'm pretty sure we're going to be gone any day now. It's pretty. The writing is on the wall off of YouTube. So if you want to make sure that you get access to all of our information, just go to our website at dollarvigilante.com and sign up to our free email list. And whenever we have a new video, we'll do a blog on it, send it out, and we'll give you all the links to wherever the video is. But like I said, está bien, está bien. Perrito, perrito. Lucy has lots of fans. Perrito, perrito. A lot of little, like, 5-year-old kids in Mexico, they all call Lucy Hua Hua, like Chihuahua. They go, Hua Hua. That little girl's like, perrito, perrito. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind them too much, but they always want to touch me. I'm pretty small, you know, and they don't even know they're quite a bit bigger than me. Makes me want to pee sometimes. But yeah, so you can follow Dan Dix, go to his website, all that. That's really the only way you can follow a lot of anyone who says anywhere near the truth, is to go to their website. James Corbett, of course, has all his videos on his website. I'm really happy with how we use some third party. I don't even know who it is, but it's like excellent quality and works like perfectly. Sometimes on Library, because it's all done through torrents. Sometimes if someone in your area, like I'm here in Mexico, so if not enough people have seen the video in Mexico yet and have the app running on their computer, sometimes it'll buffer quite a bit, and that kind of sucks. Hopefully they'll, you know, really, I kind of waited to hear. I wish they would actually tell people more about how to do that stuff. Because that's really one way that we can help make the world a better place, is to all help host these videos, and then they won't buffer as much, and then you'll have a much better viewing experience, obviously. Because obviously a lot of people, including myself, like Dan Dix actually did a video, and he put on Library, talking about how he's kicked off of YouTube, and it buffered a ton for me. And that's just kind of irritating, right? So anyway, you can go to our website to get it all. Well, I'm sure we're going to be pretty gone here pretty soon. I don't like to say it too much, because whatever you kind of say or think about happens. But I don't really even care at this point. We're actually still on Facebook too. Not me, they kicked me off. They didn't kick the Dollar Vigilante off. So anyway, those are some other places where you can get it. But Dan sent out a tweet. He said, my life's work, 14 years, 5 documentary films, over 270,000 subscribers, over 35 million views, all gone. No warning, no email, nothing. And not a big surprise, really. That's just the way it is. Because a big part of, if you're going to do a big scam based on all lies, you really want to try to make it so people who are telling you about the lies can't get access too easily. And that's what they're doing. So it's not really a surprise, but it's too bad for Dan, because that is his main sort of thing. That's his main thing he's been doing for a long time. And he just keeps getting attacked. So I'll say one thing: if you get kicked off of YouTube, it's like a badge of honor. And it makes me wonder about some other truth YouTube channels who never, ever get a video deleted. They should look in the mirror and go, I must not be really doing a good job of questioning what's going on. But I even saw one guy on Dan's Twitter. He said, Dan, I was trying to tell you, if you talk about the things you talk about, you're going to get kicked off YouTube. And he bragged. I'll see if I can find the tweet. It's on, I think, on the Press for Truth comments when he posted about how his channel got removed. And the guy goes, so I stopped talking about all these things that you're not supposed to talk about, and I'm still monetized. And I responded, oh, you sold your soul. You wanted dollars more than you wanted to help spread truth. That is selling your soul. And he was very proud about it. Yeah, well, nothing to be proud about. Being one of the people helping to bring in the New World Order. And this channel is supposed to be a financial channel. And there's been a lot of videos where I don't even bring up the financial investing sort of angle to things. But man, we are just starting to see the repercussions of what's been going on now for 6 months. Remember when they said, oh, we might have to shut things down for a couple weeks, 2 weeks. We're now 6 months. New York's been going crazy. Now if you go to New York, if you fly into New York from like a number of states, you gotta quarantine. Everyone has to fill out forms. Yeah, this is gonna, you have to wear a mask on the plane. If you even take it off to have a sip of a drink, this has happened numerous times. They will kick you off the plane. I don't know about you, I don't really feel like traveling much right now. Not that you even can. Everything's still so locked down. I'll get into that a bit later too, but Qantas in Australia just announced that they're gonna stop all international flights for the next year. There's still a few airlines that fly in and out of Australia, but you have to be kind of like approved. You have to quarantine. So I saw Richard Branson, of course, got bailed out. He's connected with Virgin, but so many airlines have gone under. I mentioned this before, that especially in South America, I wonder how people are even going to get around much. Well, I guess they're not, because basically most of the big airlines in South America have already gone under. Avianca, which is out of Colombia, and LATAM Airlines out of, I don't know where they're out of. They've got numerous bases, I think Argentina. But they're shut down. Even Aeromexico has gone bankrupt. They're still operating, I believe, but do you kind of see why I want to get a boat? Because there's gonna be no real way to travel around. And I said they're not gonna stop this, and they're not. They're ramping everything up, even though the death rates are way, and I mean way down, like 90% down from April. I've showed this graph numerous times. But what they're doing is just doing more testing. Remember all that? Everyone said it. We need more testing. Because, you know, this virus is so bad that no one even knows if they have it until they get a test. And the test is 50 to 80% false positive. So it's like flipping a coin. So they get a ton of people. They go, oh, look, everyone's got it. No one's dying, but everyone's got it. Some people get the blahs. Some people get some black toes, maybe. Oh, there goes Lucy. Hey, Lucy. Chasing after that bird. I guess if there's just one, she'll go after him. Lucy, that's not very nice. I just like chasing birds. It's just a thing. It's just instinct. Okay, Lucy. But man, the economic ramifications are just starting to come in. And oh, this is not going to stop. This is going to get so bad. Well, let me just, here's an article. Renters, homeowners face new face of coronavirus crisis with evictions, foreclosures looming. It says a potential housing crisis on the way for millions of Americans whose mortgage and rent deferrals are about to sunset. Evictions loom as the end of state and local moratoriums will no longer protect homeowners and tenants unable to make payments because of CV-19 lockdowns. A minority of U.S. states have already expired orders against evictions, and a host of others across the country are set to expire over the next 2 months. Once they do, residents are facing a possible flood of non-payment legal actions. The Cornholio Eviction Defense Project,
I am Cornholio,
predicted recently that by the end of September, more than 20 million U.S. renters, many of them Black and Latinos located in big cities, will be at risk for eviction. 20 million homeless people in the next couple of months. Oh, this should work out just fine. This, it's going to be a V-shaped recovery. Just got to lock it down for a couple of weeks and everything will be fine, guys. Just like they told you. Oh, I didn't mention this, that they actually, when they deleted our video yesterday, they actually gave a reason. This is the first time they've deleted, 30, 40 of our videos over the last couple of months. And they just say it goes against the community guidelines. Well, this one, yesterday, they actually gave a reason. And it says, YouTube doesn't allow content that explicitly disputes the efficacy of the World Health Organization or local health authorities' recommended guidance on social distancing and self-isolation that may lead people to act against that guidance. So let me be very clear. Listen to everything Bill Gates and the World Health Organization says. If they say wear a mask, wear it. If they say stay in your house for a couple years, do it. Whatever they say, it doesn't matter what they say, just do it. Okay? I just want to make that clear. You'd be crazy if you didn't listen to those guys, because they have your best interest in mind. And now we're going to have we already have tens of millions of unemployed in the US. And of course, the government's been actually paying them more unemployed than most people were making when they were employed. It's about $50,000 per year, it's annualized out if you're unemployed. So most people don't even want to work because they're getting way more with freshly printed up money, which is going to cause massive hyperinflation. And the government goes into debt to give out that money. So way more debt, which is going to be the collapse of the US government, which is good. Like, there's some good potential things here, but this is going to get unbelievably insane. I see no end to it, really. And now what we're seeing is a whole bunch of governments, especially state and municipal, all these criminals, are all saying, holy cow, our budgets are getting destroyed because no one's able to do anything, and they make all their money by extorting restaurants, hotels, retail shops on what they call a sales tax. It's just extortion. But here's an article that says, major tax increases are about to slam America as cities and states want you to pay for the Cornholio fallout.
I am the great Cornholio. I'm a gringo.
And it goes on to say, while Americans clamor to figure out how to make ends meet in their own households, so too is government trying to figure out how to balance budgets. And the reality is that once these emergency accounting measures really begin to sink in, Americans aren't going to like it one bit. The question for mayors and governors will be, how much money can we extract from the people without causing extreme poverty and triggering widespread revolt? Yeah, this is it. This is the end of all these systems. And what they're trying to do is bring in this one world government, probably a one world currency, probably a digital currency. So this is essentially like what happened in 2008 or 2001, but times about 1,000. And it's on purpose. It's the financial collapse. It's the Great Reset. They've been talking about this at the World Economic Forum, which has 3 6s in its logo. What a surprise. Like, there is not going to be anything fun or good coming out of this for years. And then I saw this article from the UK, which says, the super rich are calling for higher taxes on wealthy to pay for the cornholio recovery.
I am Cornholio.
It says a group of 83 of the world's richest people have called on governments to permanently extort them and other members of the wealthy elite to help pay for the economic recovery from cornholio. The super rich members include Ben & Jerry's ice cream co-founder Jerry Greenfield and Disney heir Abigail Disney called on our governments to raise taxes on people like us immediately, substantially, permanently. I don't even know what to say about this one. Like, a lot of these people are on board with the New World Order sort of agenda. So basically what they're trying to do, because they're already billionaires, right? And they already know how to get around all this stuff. Bill Gates knows. He put most of his stuff into a trust. He called it charity. It's not. He's richer now than he's ever been since he gave away most of his money to charity. Same with Warren Buffett, same with the Clintons. They know how to get around all this stuff. So what they're trying to do is increase taxes on everyone else who has any, like all the smaller millionaires, anyone with any kind of wealth, but they're not big enough to be in the club. They're trying to make it so they get just all their money stolen from them to help out with the corona recovery, which is all caused by them. It's problem, reaction, solution. This is just very normal stuff, but they're trying to get governments, and this should be pretty easy for them to do, because I'm sure even a lot of people watching this right now are going, yeah, raise taxes on the rich. You don't understand how it works. Basically, everyone's a tax slave today, a massive tax slave, unless you don't make anything. And that's really, they want this to go towards basically a communist style thing where almost everyone is destitute. And that includes you, by the way. No matter how much they tax the rich, it'll just turn into this sort of communist style oligarchy. And a few people at the top will be incredibly rich. That's how it always works in communism. And everyone else will be destroyed. And that includes you. Unless you're inside Bilderberg, you're not in the club, as George Carlin said. So this is going to get, wow. I really don't know what to say. I've been saying this for months. And it's just getting started. By the end of it, almost all small businesses will be wiped out. Almost everyone will be impoverished. And really the only people that have a chance are people like us who know what's going on. And we know there's hyperinflation coming. And we're getting into precious metals and cryptocurrencies. And I don't know. I really don't know what to say. This is going to be so unbelievably bad. And it hasn't even really started yet. So if you're expecting, oh, everything should be fine in a couple of years. No, like what it might be is everyone on basically government welfare at that point. And some people think it's kind of fine right now, right? Because a lot of people are making more money now than when they were working. And so they just kind of think this is going to go on forever. No, it's not. That money that you're now getting won't be worth anything in a few months. And you'll have zero chance of ever getting a job ever again. The economy will be totally destroyed. The only people who will be making anything will be Amazon and Facebook and, all these sort of things. And even they won't actually be making as much money, but they don't really care. People like Bezos and Zuckerberg, who's a grandson of the Rothschilds, and Bill Gates, it's not all about the money. They already have all the money. And the people that they're in the club with, they have as much money as they want. They control the central banks. It's not just about making tons of money. It's actually about enslaving the world and actually controlling the entire world. And they're very close to doing that now. So, I really don't know what to say. If you want to get information on how to survive and prosper during this, hardly anyone knows this stuff, but you can for just a couple $100 basically. It's 2 full days of the Dollar Vigilante Summit at tdvsummit.com. Highly recommend you check it out. It's going to be one of your only ways to survive through all this. And there's going to be areas that'll be better. Like I've said since the beginning that the US is going to be the worst place to be for this. And it is. I don't know how bad it's going to get there, but I would not want to be living in New York right now. And a lot of people have been actually trying to get down to Mexico. And here's the interesting story. You still can actually. Mexico is one of the only countries in the world who's never locked down their borders. They haven't really done anything too much. It's been great. And that's what I said would happen, because the government here is just really, they don't have much power. And most people don't listen to the government. Most people don't pay their extortion. As one example, I just bought an RV, and the guy, he first asked if he could pay in Bitcoin, but then he got scared. He's like, I don't know enough about Bitcoin yet. Can you just pay me in cash? And the reason why is he didn't want to have to pay tax on the transaction, which is great. I fully support that. And that's how most people here are. These are freedom-loving people still. These are people who are not statists still. And that's why they attack Mexico all the time. But I think Mexico in general is going to be one of the better places to be because of that. And so we've been helping some people. If you go to dollarvigilante.com/Mexico, if you're interested in buying or renting a place in Mexico, we've got people all over the place that can help you do that. And here's an interesting story. So family wanted to move down from the US, and they actually found a place in Puerto Vallarta using one of my good friends there. He helped them set everything up for them. But they put in one stipulation into the contract, and this was like 2 months ago or a month and a half ago. They said, we don't have passports right now. We hadn't renewed them. And so one of the stipulations is if we can't get our passports, we want the ability to back out of the contract. Well, according to them, and I've heard this from numerous people, the US mafia government has not been issuing new passports, which is what I was saying. It's what I've been saying for years. That wall on the Mexico border is not to keep Mexicans out. No one wants to go up there right now. And for a long time, actually. It's to keep Americans in. And now they're not even issuing passports. And if you've been watching me for like the last 10 years, I've said, make sure you have even more than one passport, which we can help you out with at, I think, TDV Offshore. See if I can put a link to that down below. But also make sure you have your passport and wherever you live up to date and as long of a term as possible. Like if they offer 10 years, get 10 years, because this is what's happening. This is what I said was going to happen. So these people are now stuck. They cannot get out of the US. So don't let that happen to you. If you have a passport, you're lucky and you still have a chance to get out. I don't think much longer. I'm sure they're shutting down everything. They're going to make it so no one can go anywhere very soon. It's almost like that now, except for in Mexico. So you have maybe a couple weeks, maybe a month. I don't know how long. But then you're going to have to just sneak in. You're going to have to be a refugee. So if you've been wanting to do that, do it soon. And we've got all the people there who can help you at dollarvigilante.com/Mexico. But this is going to get insane. I was talking to my friend who's the guy who helps us in Puerto Vallarta, and the manager for Dollar Vigilante works in Acapulco, and we were saying, man, these Americans, they're gonna be trapped soon. Like these guys, they're trapped because they didn't even have their passports ready, and we were all like, thank goodness we're here already. Because, you know, I really wouldn't want to be hardly anywhere else in the world other than here right now. That's how bad most places are. So anyway, if you've been thinking about doing it, you better do it soon. How many times have I said that, and how quickly did it come to fruition? Before the Cornholio thing, back in February, I said, if you're not where you want to be right now, get there soon. And I had a number of people tell me they just escaped just in time before they locked everything down, because they didn't want to be in wherever they were. There was one guy who was in somewhere in the Middle East. He sent me a message. He's like, thanks. After I saw your video, I went right to the airport. They started shutting down flights. He had to take like 3 different detours, but he eventually got to where he wanted to be, which is actually somewhere in Africa. But that's where he wanted to be. So I'm telling you now, if you wanted to get to Mexico, it's probably your last chance to do it legally. Not that I even care about legally, but But you'll have to just sneak in. You have to cross the Rio Grande or get on a boat or that sort of thing soon. Yep, that's where we're at right now. Well, it's nice down here. Oh, you guys are so cute. They got all the ducklings out in the water now. They're way down there. What do you think, Lucy? Yeah, they're good. The birds are a little big though, too. Only one ran away when I tried to chase them. Sometimes they chase me. I don't like that too much. But anyway, hopefully everyone does okay. We're happy to be here in Mexico. Got lots of tacos, got lots of Bitcoin, Monero, precious metals, and we'll see what happens. Sending kisses. Oh, here's the babies. You guys are growing up. They're so cute. Yeah, the babies are cool. They are getting bigger. Soon I'll be chasing them.
You've seen the Dollar Vigilante on mainstream media trolling the fake news, and seen Jeff Berwick travel inside places like Venezuela and Cuba to expose the truth about what's happening in those socialist paradises. To get even more, make sure to subscribe to the Dollar Vigilante newsletter to receive 2 full 30-plus page issues from the Dollar Vigilante each month, plus market alerts on precious metals, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and gold mining stocks by going to dollarvigilante.com/subscribe. Click on the link in the notes below or go to dollarvigilante.com/subscribe to find out more.